Thanks, Marcus. You have spent around 2 weeks in Benin, National Parks, Pendjari and W. What are your impressions at the end of this mission?
Well, other than being very hot and sweaty, it's been great. I really enjoy both parks. It was the first time for me in W, second time in Pendjari. Obviously, a few challenges with the current security situation, but other than that, it's been a real positive surprise. And it's been lovely being here at W, where we're sitting now, watching the elephants come down to drink next to the restaurant every day.
Good. African parks, it's all about conservation, wildlife conservation. How do you see the work of conservation that African parks is being doing here in Benin?
So in general, I think the model of African parks with an NGO collaborating with governments is a really exciting one for the future, and that's obviously worked very well in many places. And I mean, when I was in Benin last time in 2019, there was nothing to see in W. And so the fact that there is something here now, there is a base, there are plenty of community projects, and despite the security, there are real attempts to protect the flora and the fauna of this park. That's incredible to see. It's been a real upgrade in W since my first visit in Benin.
Yes. Thanks, Marcus. But you know, there is a security crisis in the sub-Sahel region. After visiting the parks, do you still think that both parks are still conserved?
Absolutely, and my impression is very much that, though of course the security concerns are real, from what I can see, most of the animals in the parks seem safe, and most of the communities seem to feel safe as well. And I know that the collaboration between African parks and the army here in Benin is having great effect. So hopefully in a very short period of time, the parks can open up for tourism again, because I think they can attract a lot of people.
You think that there is a potential? Which species have you seen in the park?
Well, we have seen a lot of elephants in both parks, and a lot of young elephants, and that's a really good sign, because elephants don't tend to breed when they feel stressed. So if there's a lot of poaching, you can see herds, but you don't find the babies. And we've been looking at babies coming here right up to the restaurant at the headquarters in W to drink water almost every day. And so for me, that itself is very positive. We've had lions come right next to the headquarters as well, heard them at night, even if I haven't seen them. And the bird life has been spectacular. And the same was true in Pendjari as well, where we spent time at the waterholes, and many different species of antelope, as well as buffaloes and elephants.
You had the time to film with communities. What can you say about those communities and their relation with African parks?
I was positively surprised, I have to say. You know, working with NGOs such as African parks, it tends to become evident very quickly whether the relationship between the NGO and the communities is a good one. As the photographer, if the relationship is not good, it's very difficult for me to do my job. And here we've been spending a lot of time with very many different communities around both parks, and there hasn't been a single issue. It's been very clear that the animateurs, the African park staff who work with the communities, are very welcomed, and I've felt very welcome myself as well. And it's been a very interesting process to get to see a bit of the projects, but also to get to know some of the people.
Great, Marcus. Thank you. The last questions to you: what is the importance of biodiversity conservation?
Well, biodiversity is our planet. It is the future of our planet, and we won't have a future without it. So I mean, this is without a doubt one of the most important, if not the most important, questions of our age. And as a photojournalist, I mean, I decided to go down this route because I felt that it was a way to contribute and a way to showcase the work being done by people on the ground, such as the wonderful teams that we have here in W and in Pendjari. So it's been really a privilege to be able to come here and see something that not that many people are able to see, and hopefully contribute in some small way.
Many thanks, Marcus. It was a pleasure to welcome you in Benin, and we hopefully wish you to come again for such a mission in the future.
I hope so too.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chuck.